ADR, this is Keen Black. Let's talk about the economy real quick. So this job growth report came out, and let's get into it really quick. So they said that in the leisure hospitality sector, 96,000 jobs were created. In the construction sector, 32,000 jobs were created. In the professional sector, 89,000 jobs were created. In healthcare, 70,000. Government, 57,000. Manufacturing, 30,000. Retail trade, 22,000. And transportation, 21,000. And given the fact that we are in a technical recession at this time, do you really see the effects of this overall in your day-to-day? Now, every time I look at CNN or Fox News or wherever I get my news sources, I keep seeing this company is laying off 100 employees. This company is laying off 10% of its force to help control costs. It is a reality that because of, what we've lived through in 2020, costs have gone up for a lot of things, material. There's less people to produce it, manufacture it, transport it. So at every step along the way, these costs are slowly increasing, And one would think that the further away we get away from the pandemic, the better it ends up being. But we're not necessarily seeing that. I mean, yes, gas went down, but at the same time, we've seen groceries go up. And I don't know about you, but some things I've been struggling to find in the store, or they're being slower to restock on. There's been times where I go in there to try to get bread and there's no bread in there. Or I go in there to try to get meat, there's almost no meat in there. And even the meat that I do find, it'd be like two times as expensive as it was before. You're talking about 6 chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs, for like, I don't know, $12. That's expensive to me. When I'm used to paying maybe $6.49, maybe up to $7.99 at the high end for some chicken thighs. And then you see this reverberate amongst the other products that we buy, like milk, eggs, other type of staple foods, you know what I mean? Heck, even the sack of rice that I be buying most of the time, it has increased a lot. Before I could pick up maybe a 20-pound sack of rice for about $17, which isn't that bad. Now that same bag of rice, it's like $25. The weight hasn't changed, nothing else has changed. It's just the increased cost of production and moving it. So there is a shortage of truck drivers out there, and depending on where you live at, where I live at on the highway, I see nothing but trucks. And that slows down traffic, and that irks my soul. But at the end of the day, nothing that we buy at a store or order online can necessarily get to us without trucks. So I get it. They're a necessary component of the economy. They move things around. I've even considered at one point wanting to be an on-the-road truck driver, just because, I'm more or less an independent worker, and it just seemed like something that I would like to do, but I never did it. And now with these back issues and everything else that I got going on, it's never going to happen. But we have to see a shift, because a lot of people are focusing on the whole university thing. Okay, now that I graduated high school, I must go to college. That's not necessarily true. One way to help combat this inflationary things that we're seeing is for some people to not be afraid to go into the trades. You know what I mean? Train to be a mechanic. Go to vocational school to be a whatever. A plumber, an electrician, a welder. All of these are important jobs that, okay, maybe yes, day to day you don't really see it until something goes wrong. Something's wrong with your bathroom or your toilet, you call a plumber. Something's gone wrong with your electrical system or whatever, you call an electrician. Something has gone wrong with your air conditioning unit, you call the HVAC guy. Without these people in here, they can't provide necessary services. And right now there's a shortage of these workers. So what happens is when there's low supply but there's high demand, guess what goes up? Prices. And I don't know if you've had your car worked on at a mechanic shop lately, but man, they're making more money than I'm in the wrong field. I should try to be a mechanic, because the last time I saw a labor charge on my bill, it was like $175 an hour. That's good money, short of opening up an OnlyFans, right? So when you can make that kind of money per hour, because you know what you're doing, and it's like that old saying, it's not which, what is it, bolt to screw or something like that, but it's the knowledge to know which one you got to do, right? So forgive me if I butchered that, but point is, the trades are important to our economy. You know what I mean? You need people who can paint. You need people who can repair roofs. You need people who can troubleshoot your dishwasher, your washing machine when it goes broken, so you don't always have to be buying a brand new one every time. You know what I mean? Because right now life has gotten more expensive, man. Rents have gone up a lot. I don't know how much you're paying in your area, but the tracker that I use is the old apartments where I'm at, and with me having paid into the 2018 $1,600, and then where they are at now, they're going for $2,146. That's a massive increase, and there's people paying it because there's no availability. There was only one unit the last time I checked, and I'm pretty sure that's probably gone now. So one thing in real estate may be location, but there ain't no way I'm gonna be paying $2,100 unless I'm making above 100K. So everything in life is getting more expensive. Car repair is getting more expensive. Buying a new car is getting more expensive. You want to get a plumber out there, they're going to charge you more because there's less of them. There's more demand. There's more houses being built. There's more people moving in, but not that many people graduating apprenticeships and going into these trades. Everybody's focused on, I need to go ahead and go to college and get this liberal arts degree or get this whatever degree, but then not do anything with it. Whereas you could have learned a valuable skill that not only helps you, because if you're a mechanic, you can work on your own car, right? Because you already learned, and if something goes wrong, you already know. But you're also doing a service to the community, and on top of that, you're getting compensated well. You know what I'm saying? And even if you have to start off at the bottom and work through a shop and get paid whatever it is they pay mechanics, but eventually you get good enough and you open your own shop, or you get word of mouth and you do mobile mechanic work. You know what I mean? It's definitely worth exploring other options. Right now with this job report, I don't really see much hope in here. It sounds good on paper, but in real life, there's high turnover jobs, and we know what these are. These are these retail jobs, these cashier jobs, these call center jobs. Nobody wants to do that. These transportation jobs, maybe local delivery jobs, maybe people get into that and then they've realized that they're tired of that. They don't like dealing with the traffic. They quit. So maybe half of these jobs that are posted will be lost within a week or two because of turnover, because lack of experience, because lack of wanting to commit and invest their time into learning that position, into learning that whatever that job entails. There are some jobs out there that require years before you even get proficient. Are you willing to invest that kind of time to learn these things and to commit? So that way eventually the payoff is you won't stress out anymore, or you won't stress as much, I should say. You know, the same problems that a person making $19,000 a year isn't going to be necessarily the same problems as somebody who's making $55,000 a year. And the same thing can be said for the person that's making $55,000 a year isn't going to be the same problems as somebody making $150,000 a year. But if there's a way to push myself legally to progress towards that 150K mark, which in just my own personal opinion would be a sweet spot in terms of work. I mean, obviously more money is better, but I'm just saying, just a regular Joe out here working and struggling, 150K eventually sounds nice, depending on what area you live in. Obviously that's not going to go far in Manhattan, but if you live in a lower cost state, you can live pretty well with 150,000. You might get taxed a lot with the IRS, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still 150K. And I would not shy away from that. So it's another reason why I try to emphasize doing things the right way, because me being a Latin king out here on YouTube and also being in there for over 15 years, a lot of people says, well, how come you're not doing XYZ and you're not out there flashing money? Because that's the easy way, but that's also the easiest way to mess up my life. And I'm not about messing up my life, and I'm not about messing up my brothers and sisters' lives out here. My goal is, yo, you can be a part of this nation and still just do your normal day-to-day things. Nobody said it's going to be easy. Nobody said that once you get crowned, it's going to be a life of bliss. You have to put in work. You have to struggle. You have to understand this isn't an easy path to wealth. You know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think about this jobs report. If you're still looking for one, what's your success rate? Have you gotten any interviews? Have you gotten any callbacks? What's your preferred hourly wage? I mean, not your ideal one, because everybody will say $80 an hour or something, but you know, your realistic preferred wage when you're looking for a job. What are you aiming for? What are you trying to find? Are you trying to find an entry-level job that offers more than $13 an hour? Or are you already established more or less and you're trying to find a salaried position? But anyways, ADR, this is King Black. I'll see y'all in the next one.